Hi, this is Richard Robbins from my 60K store. As we get started with social media marketing and building links, there's a little prep work that needs to be done, and it involves creating a content repository of items that you'll be using to do this link building and social media promotion. Here I have a diagram that shows something about how the content that you put together will be distributed. You'll be sending this content out to the different social media channels, including Facebook and YouTube, Google+, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. You'll also be doing things like setting up accounts on local business directories like Yelp.com, and you'll be publishing information to pages like hubpages.com and several other platforms like that. In order to be successful at publishing to each of these different places, you need to have good solid content. What types of content collateral should you have? Images are really important. Videos are also important for YouTube. Product user manuals are also useful because you can create marketing collateral from user manuals. That marketing collateral is typically pretty technical in nature and can be used to build links and also to build up followers on your social media properties. Also, articles, these are ones that you'll be writing. Oftentimes you can actually write articles based on information you find in your supplier user manuals. Also, tutorials, tips and tricks on how to do things and explanations of how things work makes a really good source of marketing collateral. Electronic brochures about your products and topics related to your products is handy. If you have products that deal with sizing and color selection, sizing charts and color swatches also make a really good addition to your content repository. Also, infographics or visual representations of topics that are related to your store is another handy category of marketing content. So where do you get this content from? In most cases, you can get it right from your suppliers, especially the pictures. You know, if you're going to create a Pinterest account and get a bunch of followers, your suppliers have pretty much what you need in the form of hundreds or thousands of product images that you can use to populate your Pinterest boards and then create links from those boards back to your product pages. Also, if your suppliers don't have good images and the support materials that you're looking for, then oftentimes the original manufacturers, the people that make the product itself, usually have some good marketing support content that goes along with those products. That is typically the approach that good manufacturers take if they want to sell their products, is to not just create the product but also create supporting documentation and sales material. There's also public domain content out there available that is related to what you're selling that you can use to build followers and to keep the stream of information going to your social media properties, and as link bait to get links back to your site. Another option is to make this content. You can either create original content, for instance thinking up of a topic that was related to your products and just writing an article that is completely original about that, or you can make content that is slightly altered from something that you've gotten from your distributor. For example, when I was running my medical product store, I found that one of the manufacturers of the product that I sold that was a really good product I wanted to market heavily had made a 9-minute video describing how their product worked. I took that video and I chopped it up into different segments that each focused on a different element of how to use that product, and I was able to put that out on YouTube, and not too long after I had thousands of views on that product, and I was getting a lot of traffic coming from YouTube and a lot of authority from YouTube that helped that page rank on my site. Here's a way to get public domain images to use for marketing content. If I go to Google and just search for a term like fire hazard, I can go and look at the images that Google returns as results related to fire hazards, and then I can click on search tools, and under usage rights I can say show me something that is labeled for reuse. Here I have a bunch of pictures. Here's a Wikipedia image of a building burning down. There are a bunch of icons that can be used. Other things like that are related to fire hazards that I can put into my content streams to attract attention and to increase my followings. Another strategy that I use to create content that I use for marketing through my social media channels or for link building is to grab technical resources. In this case, this is a material safety data sheet for one of the fire extinguishers that I carry. And if I look down through here, I see that it has things like first aid measures that they recommend, also firefighting measures. There's a bunch of material in here that I can take, and I can just summarize this in about 300 or 400 words and publish an article that people find to be very useful when they're looking for information related to fire and fire safety. I can take this information and create a blog article. I could grab these first aid measures and use them as basically the backbone of an article that I want to create. I would go and get additional images and some other support material to put together with them, but I can quickly create this content to publish through my social media channels and on my website as link bait, and in other scenarios to be able to build links to my website. If you go to your suppliers and ask for help with marketing content, usually they'll be really supportive. That is a hallmark of a good supplier in the first place. Here's one of mine, Alpha Broder in Ash City, and you can see on their website they have this marketing engine that has a bunch of different resources listed here that could be used to create content for me to use on my social media properties, on my website, and also for link building. For instance, with size charts, I could go and create an infographic that describes size charts for different pieces of clothing. You might just try looking through whatever marketing support materials your supplier has and brainstorming what ideas you can come up with in terms of content that you can use as part of your content repository. There are plenty of other cheap or free tools available on the internet that allow you to create pretty cool looking graphics that you can use for your social media marketing. This is a resource that I've begun using recently called Canva. You can see here that they have a bunch of templates that they supply that allow you to create social media headers and post content. If I click on this one for social media, it will bring up a workspace for me. There are a bunch of things in here that are free that you can use, including shapes and icons. They're pretty handy. Also, they have a collection of other images you can throw into one of your designs, and each of their images is $1. Your assignment then for this lecture is to identify your sources and to begin organizing your content repository that you will use for social media marketing and for link building.